If you're someone who's in a position to choose your stream right now and are fascinated by law, this video is for you. I don't tell you anything about law in this video, particularly. If you really want, go check out all the videos on my channel. I have been mentoring 6,000 plus students for past 2 years, but this video is about how to get started, right? So if you're right now in school, here is how you have the golden opportunity to start to prepare for CLAT. The first thing that you're going to do is choose the right subject. What are the right subjects, right? So what happens is that, of course, you can appear for CLAT by taking science or commerce. There is no distinction that you need to have this subject to appear for it. However, there is enormous advantage that you wield if you take these subjects. Why do I say so? Because I myself had them and had great edge over other people who were also preparing for CLAT. So the first and the most important subject is legal studies. Now I understand that a lot of the schools in India don't provide for this, but I'm telling you that this subject is so important that change your school if you must. If you have a school wherein this subject is provided, I myself shifted from DAV to DPS just because DPS Vasant Kunj was providing that particular subject. It is enormously helpful because you get familiar with the basic terminologies of law, the language of law, the jargon and the flow of law, which is very important, not just for attempting CLAT paper, but also once you clear law exam and you come to law school. That book is what I call the level 1 of CLAT. If you are someone who's going to CLAT after legal studies, you are at such an unfair advantage compared to the people who have not done that book. The second subject, which is very important, is political science. So when you prepare for CLAT, GK is a huge part and is often one of the most difficult parts of CLAT. When you have political science, you kind of always have a background about why what's happening is happening. When that why becomes clear, the elimination of option becomes relatively easy. And also CLAT has recently been following up on the static part of GK, wherein the Indian independence movement or the emergency form very important parts. That is all that is covered in political science. In addition, also the very language of political theory is something that prepares you for the language of law and for when difficult passages come in English or CR. That is critical reasoning. The third subject that you should consider taking is sociology. Sociology is basically the study of society. I mean, you really can't separate the society from law, right? Which is why then also the language, the jargon and the understanding that sociology develops in you is what makes it easier for you, especially in the critical reasoning part, wherein a lot of paragraphs from the society point of view come up. After this, if you still have the scope of choosing, do go for history for the same reasons that you will develop a general knowledge, a background knowledge of why everything is the way it is. So political science is actually augmented by history, right? When you know all these facts and the story, general knowledge doesn't come off as something that is arbitrary. You already have the base, you already have the background. Then when you read the Hindu newspaper or Indian Express, you're not gonna be like, what is this? Oh well, I read about this. This is the continuation of this. So the familiarity part and the understanding part is where history will help you. History will also enormously help you in RC, that is the reading section, because a lot of the times when historical paragraphs come, we become really confused and we're not able to answer, especially because of the vocabulary that is used. And lastly, if you still can choose a subject, your school gives you this scope, go for geography, as geography is also something that will help you greatly understanding GK. And you might feel, oh well, we're doing so much for GK, this much is actually required for GK. So when you are doing El Nino or La Nina, all these concepts, when you're doing for GK, you'll already have a background if you've done it in 11th and 12th, which is why then I say that humanities is the best subject, the best stream to be chosen if you are preparing for CLAT. Understand that legal studies is a non-negotiable. You must have it. If due to some reason you are not able to opt for this subject, which shouldn't be the case, really give your best. But then what you're supposed to do, then just buy a legal studies book from your nearest bookstore or get its PDF and get it printed and study it anyways, because I am telling you, you'll actually come back after a year or so and thank me under this video in the comments saying how much that book helped you. And so consider this video as just a sign for you to pursue legal studies as a subject very seriously in 11th and 12th. All that being said, if you are someone who's seeking mentorship for CLAT, we are very happy to provide that. I have been mentoring thousands of children from past 2 years, many of whom have made it into their dream NLUs. Just fill the Google form in the description and I'll be there to cater to all your doubts, queries, or just a plan that you wish to move ahead with.